Very often, because of that feeling, they want to be something better, something more,
Okay.
maybe a better person, you know,
Mm.
because there is a judgment there, you know. I don't like who I am and I want to be something else.
Okay.
What happens when consciousness, uh, comes in and you don't judge anymore? Do you understand what I tried to ask?
I can follow the question.
Yeah.
See, for any change to happen in life, whether at an individual level or at a collective level, there are only two possibilities. One, you change the situation if you can. Let us say somebody is working on losing weight. They believe that they have put on too much weight and they need to exercise and they need to lose their weight. Now, in such a condition, you can change the situation. You can change the way you eat. You can do exercise. You can change your lifestyle, live a more healthy lifestyle. You can lose weight. You can become healthy and fit. In certain cases, people cannot change the reality. For example, somebody very dear to you has passed away. You can't change this reality. You need to accept it. For life to move on, for growth to happen, for progress to happen, one of these two options need to happen. You need to change the situation or you need to accept the situation. Now, if you are blaming the situation, you will be able to do neither. Suppose the person who is trying to lose weight is blaming and judging and fighting with the fact that they have to lose weight. That state of mind will not allow them to take any action. They will just be sitting in their couch, they will just be lying in their bed and feeling bad about their excess weight, and they will just keep hating and blaming themselves. They will not get up and take action because their state of mind will not allow them. Similarly, somebody who has lost a dear one, if they keep blaming their condition, why has life done this to me, why has God done this to me, why is life so bad, if they keep blaming that, they will never really be able to accept that fact, and that grief will become a never ending experience. They will never be able to move on with life. For any progress to happen, blaming needs to end. Only then can you change a situation, only then can you accept a situation. So if you see that process of blaming, you will realize it is taking away so much of your time and energy. It is taking away so much of joy and happiness from life. And that blaming, if you pay attention to it, is not stopping with just you. If you're constantly in a state of blaming, very soon that process of blaming that is happening within you will come out in your speech, in your relationships. You will start blaming others. You will start judging others. You will make others uncomfortable because you are constantly doing that to yourself. How can you not do that to others? It will become your temperament. You will become a very irritable person. You will become difficult to deal with because everything in life looks wrong. Everything in life looks imperfect. There is constant blaming, there is constant judgment that is happening. When you come to this point, you will realize that freedom or happiness or peace is purely a choice that you have to make. While blaming can give you a feeling of power, many people blame because it gives them a feeling as though they're very powerful, that they have control over life, that they have control over people. Or sometimes people blame because they are looking for justice. Many people are caught in this idea of fairness or justice. Life must be fair, life must be just, everything must be in right. Now, it's not wrong to look for it, but if looking for justice is costing you happiness, if looking for fairness is costing you your inner peace, then it's a question you should be asking yourself. Do you want to blame and keep searching for justice? Or do you want to give up this blame and first discover inner freedom and happiness? We're not asking you to, to let people behave unfair with you, to let people do injustice to you. But all that we are saying is, first, come to a place of happiness and peace within you. That is the biggest wealth that each of us carry in our lives. If we lose our inner happiness, it is time before we've lost everything. So before we go about correcting external situations and correcting people's behavior, it's very important we find our inner happiness. Nothing is more precious than this.
There was a question here. What can I do? Can I do anything to rise my consciousness, or is it just there? Did you understand me?
Follow your question, yes.
Yeah.
I believe our level of consciousness naturally rises when we learn to let go of conflicting states of mind. Lesser the conflict, the more intense is your awareness. It's just like if there is a lake and the water is very muddy, you can't look at the bottom of the lake. But if the water is very clear and still, you see the bottom of the lake very clearly. That is how it is with consciousness. Lesser the conflict, lesser the war, lesser the duality inside, the more is the ability to see very clearly. You see within yourself very clearly. You see the world around you very clearly. Everything is very clear. Relationships are clear. And not only are they clear, it feels more simple. A heightened consciousness is also a very simple consciousness. There are no complications there. It is conflict that makes us very complex. When we are very cunning, when we are judging, when we are planning, when we are hiding, when we are being secretive, there is so much of thought process there. It makes life very complex. But when we become aware, life becomes very simple. Things are very straightforward. Things are very clear. There are no meanings and stories being created by the mind. You're seeing things for what they really are.
So if a person, go into viewing themselves or observing, not with the mind, but with their presence,
Yes.
and there is an acceptance with that, because I think with a consciousness presence, it's no judgment anyway.
Yes.
So it's like you take a look at your own life and how you are living.
Yes.
From another place in you.
Yes.
We are talking. Yeah, we are talking about a change going on in consciousness itself on this planet.
Yes.
Is this happening to us? It's like, is this consciousness opening up because we are looking, or are we looking because the consciousness is opening up?
I think that's a very philosophical question, because you cannot have a coin that has only one side to it.
Yeah.
As the individual evolves, there is a collective evolution. as the collective evolves, it leads to individual evolution. So I think both aspects are converging here. There is definitely a shift in the world at many levels, at a spiritual level, at a scientific level, at a technological level, at a social level. I think the internet is one of the factors that is like really accelerating this change. The change is being brought about at so many levels. As this change is happening, it is forcing us to individually also evolve. As we individually evolve, we naturally like promote more of this change. So it is happening both ways.
Because I think it's easy to go into, you know, a new pattern that we now are going to look everything with pink eyes or something, and if I can't do it, there's something wrong with me. And we try to like come to another place. If I can only see myself, then everything will be better. It's like we are trying to do something again
Yes.
instead of, you know, recognize what is and accept what is, and that consciousness is opening up in everyone. So it's not something that we need to struggle with. Do
No, we definitely don't need to struggle with it. But what I would like to point out here is at One World Academy, we are not looking for an absolute shift in consciousness. We are not making it into some kind of a spiritual state. Because I think that is where the complication comes. If we somehow think we are moving into a whole new dimension and we are becoming awakened or enlightened or something like that, then it becomes very confusing. All that we are talking about is when you are conflicted, when you are disturbed, when you are emotionally in a turbulent state, can you just pay attention to it? We are not talking of any permanent awakening of consciousness or whatever. We are just talking of simple, basic attention to emotional disturbance. And once you bring that attention to emotional disturbance, you are in a position to make a choice to let go of that emotion and to move into a place of happiness and clarity. And if you can do this process again and again and again, we are not talking a permanent state where suddenly it starts happening. No, it is a conscious choice that needs to be reinforced again and again. Only that it gets easier every time it is done. It's like learning any form of art. You learn the violin or whatever, you need to keep practicing every day. It's just that every day as you keep practicing, it becomes easier. You feel more natural playing it. But it doesn't mean that one day you don't even have to hold the violin in your hand and the violin will play itself. No. You have to consciously pick up the violin, you have to hold the bow, you have to play it. And you have to bring your attention to it. So throughout your life, you will be consciously playing it. That is how awareness is. And this is what we teach it at our New Beginning seminar, our 3-day seminar. It's a journey as to how we can develop this habit of awareness and we can deepen it, we can grow in it.